Hey, what is going on YouTube? This is Tylord, and I am back again with Let's Play World of Warcraft Project Ascension. This is episode 38, and I am back here in Gadget Sand with Mr. Alchemist Pesselzug. Let's go ahead and turn in the quest, Pawn Captures Queen, that we did last episode. I just had never flown back here to Gadget Sand to actually turn the quest in, but we're doing so now. Acquiring the Queen's brain for our research is absolutely imperative. Blah, blah, blah. Here's your brain, Mr. Fantastic Tylord. We've won quite the victory here today. It will take some time for us to fully understand what we have here. We'll put it to good use, though. Don't you worry about that. As for the Silithid, I genuinely doubt that this was the full extent of their presence. This is much too clean of a resolution, I'm sorry to say. There is a follow-up. I'm assuming that he's going to send us into Silithid, but I'm not entirely sure. So bring Pesselzug's Ungoro report to Zilzabin Drumlore. My recent findings and the knowledge we have gained here today needs to reach the hands that can quite possibly do something with it. As resourceful as we are here in Gadget Sand, we can't do this alone. So he wants us to report to this dude, Zilzabin Drumlore, which I'm assuming is an orc. I could be wrong, it could be another goblin, in the drag in Orgrimmar. So we will do that eventually at some point later on. Maybe this episode, possibly not. I mean, Orgrimmar is very far away. My Hearthstone is set to Terran Mill, which is actually in the Eastern Kingdom, so that's even further away than we are here. I'm going to fly back to Marshall's Refuge for now. I do have a few more quests to do there. I can't actually do Chasing Amy 01 because I don't have the mithril casing. I can try and find that in the auction house, which would obviously require me to be up in Orgrimmar or Thunderbluff or somewhere else. There's really only one more quest we have. I guess I didn't think this through too much. That we could do in Ungoro Crater, which is lost, which I guess we could just do that and then get the hell out of Dodge. Off screen, I'll try attempting to do these Eastern, Northern, and Western Pylon quests. Last episode I was trying. I think they're bugged. They're not. I can't interact with the pylons, so it's not allowing me to actually complete the quest. Yeah, but I'm going to cut away. I'm going to fly back to Marshall's Refuge, and then from there we're going to head to the center of Ungoro Crater, which we actually haven't discovered yet. It is what's it called? It's a volcano, essentially. It's a big volcano. I forget what it's called. Fire Plume or Volcano Plume or Volcano Ridge, something like that. So I'm going to cut away. I'll see you guys over there. Alrighty, everybody. We are here at Fire Plume Ridge. We're going to start making our way up towards Ringo, who is the lost goblin that we need to come in and rescue from being lost here, actually. He went out on an expedition, and he got himself lost. I think we have to start around here is a good path to get up to where he is. I believe he's at the top of the summit. There's a small cave we will find him in. So this is Fire Plume Ridge. I couldn't exactly remember what the name of this little area was, this subzone, but it is Fire Plume Ridge. It is a giant volcano, but just so y'all are aware, if you jump into any lava, you won't actually take any damage. It's just kind of like there for the aesthetics, I guess. And there's all these little pockets of heat and gas escaping up. It's actually a pretty well designed little volcano area that I like. I like volcanoes. I like the movie Volcano, you know, starring that old school movie from the 90s, I believe it was released, starring Tommy Lee Jones. Oh man, what a great movie. So I can see on my mini map here, there's Ringo. He's around here somewhere. At some point or another, I might be coming back here. There is the quest chain. We need to kill Blaze Runner here, actually. No, pet, not yet. You don't need to kill him yet. We could if we wanted to, but it's a secret to everybody. So this quest chain eventually will lead us back to kill Blaze Runner. I believe is like the final quest in the chain. And after that, we'll get we can pick between some like 3 different rewards that are all references, I guess. References. There's a cave down there, actually. I think I'll mount up just so my pet will disappear for a sec so I can jump down here. All the rewards are references to, you know, The Legend of Zelda and Link items he gets in the Legend of Zelda games. Like a boomerang or his Master Sword. And there's one more. I can't exactly remember what it was, but I guess it's really not important to what we're doing right now. So Ringo, the follow-up to finding Ringo is escorting him back towards Marshall's Refuge, and it's quite annoying. He will give us like a water bottle, you'll see, because I'll just do this entire quest on screen, I suppose. He's going to give us like a water bottle or something, and then every so often, he's going to be like, oh, I'm tired, and he'll fall down, and we have to like spray him with water, his canteen, Spraggle's canteen. So he's lost. What? Oh, I'm so glad you found me. Please. A little help from my friends. Oh, it's so hot. I was exploring this area when all of a sudden the heat just became unbearable. I must be suffering from heat exhaustion. Lead him back to Fraggle Rock at Marshall's Refuge. If Ringo faints, use Spraggle's canteen to revive him. Do we get any good pieces of loot? Not exactly, but whatever. I'm gonna do something you guys you guys are not gonna like what I'm about to do here, but I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna cause a chain reaction in world chat. People probably aren't gonna go for that shit, but I always think anal with a little help from my friends is one of the best anals you can have. There's a couple different achievements that you can link with anal that make a lot of sense, but I like anal with a little help from my friends. So let's lead them down the volcano here, Fire Plume Ridge, avoiding some elementals, and we need to bring them back to Fraggle Rock every so often. I wonder how fast he can run. Oh no! How fast he can run if I'm in travel form. I don't know if the quest works when you're on a mount, because I don't think he can run that fast, so we can just stay in non-travel form. And along the way, I mean, if you run into some dirt piles, I mean, you know, get that soil, boy. Get that soil. I don't know what I need it for, but it's always nice to have. The heat, I can't take it. So if he falls down and collapses like this, we need to revive him with water. 45-second cooldown. Yes, I must go on. Try, it casts some sort of Cone of Cold spell, like the Frost Mage spell, Cone of Cold. So just kind of be facing towards him while you cast it, and it has a 45-second cooldown, so you can rest assured that he won't be collapsing in between the cooldown time. It'll be every 45 seconds or every minute until then. Anal joke will never be dead, my friend. Ain't that the truth? Sorry guys, I'm a little too invested in world chat. I might just skip ahead. I'm not gonna be fighting anybody. I would say I might just cut it here and meet you guys back in Marshall's Refuge. But I feel like we're pretty close already. We're gonna be running into some tar lurkers and such. So I guess we will be fighting some mobs here and there. That's okay though. Ringo comes to our aid. Maybe, possibly. Did he just disarm me? No, he didn't. That's okay. But for the most part, we can always try and avoid these mobs without fighting them. So maybe one or two revives. You know, not so bad, not too bad so far. Just gotta avoid all the mobs and get them back to Marshall's Refuge. Look what I've started. Look at what I have started. Oh, see. Anal with a little help from my friends. I mean, that'll get chat going any day of the week. World chat was actually pretty quiet as it was before I chimed in with my anal. Oh, excuse me? What the fuck? Okay, so here he is, dead now. And I have to wait for the cooldown again, because apparently he didn't want to wake up with the water. So, go pet. I'm gonna aggro this tar lurker, kite him back over to me, kill him, and by the time I'm done killing him, the cooldown for the canteen should be up. Hopefully he doesn't like despawn in between the cooldown times, because that would be problematic. I guess we have to get right up on top of his fucking dick. We gotta bounce on my boy's dick and splash him with some water. Hopefully this will work. Okay, we got him. crisis averted. I don't know why it didn't work the first time. Maybe we weren't too close. So just so you know, you gotta get right. You gotta bounce on your boy's dick and splash him with some water. Harry Potter and Dartle's Rod of Transformation. My favorite book in the series. All right, there was a blood petal sprout pod back there. And I was collecting these because there is a quest that we need to turn in 15 of them to Dodinga. But I only have 6 of them. That would be 7, so I'd only be halfway there to start with. So we're going to have to try and avoid all these blood petal pests. Or we can just, you know, fucking have my pet kill him. I'm not feeling so well. Really, dude, we're right here. We're at Marshall's Refuge. Get up. Let's go. How am I feeling? Quite soaked, thank you. You're welcome, you little crybaby, you whiner. So this is Fraggle Rock. We need to bring Ringo to Fraggle Rock. And here it is. Quest completed. Fraggle, I didn't think I'd make it back. Ringo, you're okay. Go, pet. Care for me. Oh, I'm feeling faint. Oh, my aching joints and feet. Ringo faints and falls onto the ground. He's dead. He's dead, guys. I'm sorry. Ringo stands up after a short pause. Oh, he's not dead. Ringo, wake up. Don't worry. I'll take care of you. All right, let's just turn this quest in. Get this over with. We could get the bejeweled leggards because they probably sell back for the most. I mean, this is a plate armor here. Or we can get the Clay Ridge Helm. This is actually the most relevant to us because it has plus 16 agility. But the other stat is useless for us, Spirit. So let's just get the leggards, the bejeweled leggards. Or you know what? I had an idea because I'm closing in on 60. You know, I think I should try and start, you know, hoarding some spell power gear in case I ever want to change my, like, you know, my entire, what is it called? Character, like my build, because right now I'm like a dual wield melee build. If I want to change my build into some sort of spellcaster, I wouldn't have any gear whatsoever, and I have to spend a pretty penny to buy gear off the auction house. So I could just start you know, stockpiling up some spell power gear. I think that would be in my best interest for now. So let's just go ahead and start doing that. Let's just start saving all gear that has intellect and spell power on it, in case, you know, I ever want to try out some sort of spellcaster build. So this is Dodinga. This is Dodanga. I'm sorry, I thought it was Dodinga this whole time. She looks hungry. She wants some blood petal sprouts. I only have 6. You know, that's not enough to feed her. So I'm just gonna say, you know what, guys? I'm peacing out of here. It was fun while it lasted. I'm essentially done with Ungoro Crater. I mean, there's maybe a couple more quests here and there. I did go ahead and abandon the Eastern, Northern, and Western Pylon quests only because people did chime in World Chat before off screen that it was bugged. So, you know, I'm just like, okay, well, I'm not gonna keep them. I'm not gonna keep them in my quest log, cluttering up my log. I do have the quest chasing Amy. You know, I'm not really in the mood to do this. Come back here and finish this quest. So I'm just gonna, you know, abandon that shit. I am heading out now, and you might be wondering where the hell I'm going. I'm going to Silithus. There is a little path. It's on the northwestern side of the map. There's another blood petal sprout. I'm not going to get it. I'm just going to sell these. I can't sell them. I'm just going to destroy them. Whatever. Don't care. Same with these green power crystals. You know, you can't sell them. They're taking up room in my bags, so you just sell them. I mean, these power crystals are really only useful for that quest about concerning the pylons. Same with this Ungoro soil. I'm not exactly sure what it's good for, but I have like a lot of it, like a metric fuck ton of it, and you know, I'm just gonna sell it. So this is the start of the path that leads to Silithus. The next zone we are heading to, it probably won't be the final zone that we're gonna stay in forever to hit 60, but it is a good place to start. I do want to head back to Western Plaguelands at some point, and maybe even go up to Winter Spring. Those are fun zones to quest in as well. Heart of the Wild are useful for, I want to say, like alchemists. So I might keep that, try and sell that on the auction house. I don't know. Not too sure. I might, you know, 55, I'm trying to think. Silithus, 55 might be too low. Do I think it's too low? I'm not entirely sure. I can't quite remember if 55 is too low. I mean, I'm pretty sure there are some quests that I can do at 55, but I want to say a lot of the mobs in Silithus are probably like 57, 58, which actually isn't too high. I can deal with 57s and 58s. 59s I could probably deal with as well. Even 60s. 60 might be a bit of a stretch, but I can maybe deal with them. But this is Valores Rest, I guess, the first little spot we hit up before heading on to Cenarian Stronghold, or just Cenarian Hold. But this is the leather worker here. It doesn't have really anything I want or need, because I myself am not a leather worker. So let's head further into Silithus here. There is Staghelm Point, I guess another little... I wouldn't even say refuge. I mean, what would just like a little stronghold, I guess. I don't know. What would you call it? What is Staghelm Point? I don't know. I never really spent a lot of time in Silithus. When I first started playing World of Warcraft, so I guess this is story time, guys. Gather around, grab some popcorn, and listen to the tales of old. When I first started playing World of Warcraft, it was back in 2007. I was in the 7th grade, by the way. A bunch of my friends were like, hey, we're playing this game, World of Warcraft, you should play with us, it's a lot of fun. And I'm like, oh, hell yeah. So I got that shit, you know. It was 2007, that was a Burning Crusade, you know, expansion. It was already, the Burning Crusade was already released. It was already in full swing. So when I was playing, you know, it probably took me quite a while to hit level 70 in the end. But when I was, you know, questing here in Silithus, eventually when I got to Silithus, there weren't many people hanging around Silithus. Silithus wasn't as, like, you know, important of a zone as it was in vanilla, because, you know, in vanilla there's the raid here, the ruins of Ancrowage, or I guess the Temple of AT. No. What the hell? Yeah, Ancrowage Temple. Isn't that what it's abbreviated as? AT, the Temple of Ancrowage. Am I even saying that right? I want to say maybe. Let me check Atlas Loot, because I know there is the Temple of Ancrowage. I think they just call it AT, if I'm not mistaken, or TA. I don't know, one or the other. But this is Cenarian Hold, so we've made it here, boys. There is a flight path. There are 2 flight path masters. The Alliance one is way up in this, inside of this. I wouldn't even call it a temple. What would you call it? Oh my God, Brood of Nozdormu. What are you doing here? Get out of here. Up in that building up there. But the flight horde, the Horde flight path is right here. The Wind Rider Master. There are no quests here for me. So I guess I am to... I want to take off my gloves for a second just so I can see if there's any quests for me. And there aren't. That is interesting. I would have sworn I could do some quests here at 55, but I guess not. I guess this place is for, like, I don't know, 58 and up, maybe. Huh. Interesting. Alright, well, I guess I'm heading to Orgrimmar now. Yeah. So, I guess that ends my story time. I don't know where I was going with that. I guess I was just gonna say I did level here at some point on my first ever character. It was an undead priest. So you could see now why I love undead and think undead is the best race. So I guess we're heading to Orgrimmar. All these quests, I guess I'll save if I ever run these dungeons. I don't know if I ever will. It's a secret to everybody. This is up in Winter Spring. So let's go to Org. I'll turn in Calm Before the Storm, and from there I think I'm going to head over to the Eastern Kingdoms, because I want to check out Western Plaguelands and see what I can do over there. Because I know Anderhall is an elite zone that you need to be a pretty high level to actually see. A lot of these mobs, these Dredge Strikers, Dust Stormers, they're around 55. So I could have... I for sure thought I could pick up some quests there in Cenarian Hold. I guess not. Oh well. Yeah, so I have some fond memories of questing here in Silithus. I've never ran the Temple of Ancrowage with anybody. Never did that in vanilla, nor, you know, Burning Crusade, Wrath of the Lich King, etc., etc. So I'm going to cut away now. I'll meet you guys up in Orgrimmar I'll be in the drag where we can turn in Calm Before the Storm. Alrighty, everybody, we are here at the drag in Orgrimmar. Let's go ahead and turn in the quest Calm Before the Storm to Zilzabin Drumlore. They are fools, Tylord. They cannot even think to look around them for a greater threat. Their irrational hatred of the Alliance will be our undoing. I do not know how much more proof I can give them of the Silithid threat, short of dropping them in on one of the hives so they can see for themselves. I'm sorry, you bring news for my attention? While I generally appreciate this, I'm not sure what good it will do us. The Horde ignores threats from any source other than the Alliance. Okay, turn this quest in, blah blah blah. Bring the bank voucher to Karis in the Bank of Orgrimmar. Okay, so we need to mount up and head over to our bank, or just the bank in Orgrimmar. Tylord, we could not have gotten this far without you. The time will come soon, no doubt, when I'll ask for your help against the Silithid once more. We must absorb what we have learned in Unguro. I fear that my assumptions that the Silithid originated from Unguro are now wrong. That, indeed, there is a far stronger presence somewhere. Take this note to Karus at the bank. He'll give you something from my vault that should be viewed as a token of my gratitude. Thank you for assistance, mighty hero. So we have a couple...
What can I help you with?
Rewards. Zug, what may I help with? What may I help you with today? This bank voucher authorizes me to withdraw an item from Zilzabin Drumlore's account with us and present it to you. Congratulations. Would seem to be in order. So we can pick up an offhand, held in offhand, Oblivion Orb. That's not too shabby. Snarkshaw Spalders, don't really like those. The Eshul Greaves, don't really like those either. But I'm going to go with them just because, you know, they sell back for the most. For the most price. And that's really all I care about. So guys, now is the time where I'm going to cut away again. I'm going to head over to the Western Plaguelands. I'll probably end up at the Bulwark to start with in Tirisfal Glades, and from there we will venture into the Western Plaguelands. So I'm going to cut away. I'll see you guys over there. Alrighty, everybody, we're back here at the Bulwark, and as you can see, we have a metric fuck ton of quests. That's right, I'm bringing that phrase back. I'm going to try and implement it. I know I talked about this a couple episodes before, but I'm going to try and somehow sneak that word, or that phrase, metric fuck ton, my favorite metric fuck ton, my favorite phrase, one of my favorite phrases of all time. I'm going to try and sneak that phrase into most of my videos here. So this is a little, I wouldn't call it a misnomer. I wouldn't call it a bait either, but it's kind of misleading that the Argent Officer Garush here has an exclamation point over his head, meaning that he has some quests for us to accept, when in actuality he has 4 quests that are all repeatable. We need minion Scourgestones. We need, I have a couple minion Scourgestones and 1 Invader Scourgestone, but not enough to turn those quests in. So let's head to High Executor Darrington here. He has all along the Watchtowers. Use the beacon torch. Mark each tower in Anderhall. You will need to stand in the doorway of the tower to successfully mark it. And he actually gives us the beacon torch, so we don't need to grab it from any box or anything near him, like we had to in an earlier quest from him that we did probably 3 or 4 episodes ago. Let's head over here. We got a quest from Millar Dawnblade, one of the rare blood elves here that we will find in the world, because right now it is running on the Wrath of the Lich King client Project Ascension server, but it is, you know, scaled back to only vanilla content at the moment, so you aren't going to find too many you know, blood elves or even Draenei in the world. The so-called Mark of the Lightbringer. Obtain the Mark of the Lightbringer and return it to Millar Dawnblade. I was once a pupil of Uther Lightbringer. What? How is that possible? Unless this guy isn't a blood elf, but like a high elf. That doesn't make any sense. I saw how he mishandled Prince Arthas' training. It led to the destruction of my homeland, Kel'Thalas, and I blame Uther and his incompetence for all of it. And now he has a tomb in his honor. How lovely. My sources tell me that the Scarlet Fools are keeping one of his holy relics atop their guard tower near the gates of Hearthglen. So he wants that Mark of the Lightbringer. Let's go ahead and pick up Barav Family Fortune. He wants us to venture into Skulllands. Okay, so that's a dungeon quest that we'll pick up. We won't be doing that this episode, just because we aren't going to be running Skulllands. So we have a follow-up target Dhalsim's Tears, so we need to... we actually did a similar quest like this in the previous episode when I first came to Western Plaguelands. We were at Fellstone Field, but now she needs us to head over to Dhalsim's Tears and then grab the Cauldron Key and turn in the quest at the Cauldron, and then following that we need to fill up the empty Dhalsim's Tears bottle with whatever concoction is in that cauldron. And then there's another quest here, A Plague Upon Thee. Use the empty termite jar on the termite mounds in Eastern Plaguelands. We need to collect 100 Plagueland termites from the Eastern Plaguelands, and this quest might still be... Oh, it is yellow, actually. I thought it might be, you know, orange or even red, because I thought the Eastern Plaguelands was like a level 60-ish zone, but I guess I'm a little wrong. Western Plaguelands, though, at 55 still seems to be level appropriate, even if these mobs... Some of these mobs are around 50, 51, 52, so a little low for us, but I think Anderhall is still an elite area. I think most of the mobs, if not all of the mobs in that little subzone, are all elite. There are a couple quote-unquote mini-bosses throughout the zone that I'll try and fight. Probably won't have enough time this episode, but definitely next episode, if I'm still here in the Western Plaguelands. But for now, let's head over to Dhalsim's Tears, and we will try and complete this quest. And then from there, I'm going to head over to Anderhall and try and accomplish all along the Watchtower, which, if you actually check in your quest log, it is a group quest, meaning it is recommended to try and do this quest with at least 2 people in a group, or 3, and that usually signifies that it is an elite quest, meaning most of the mobs you're facing are going to be elite. We don't really have to worry about that because... Actually, I should probably buff up before I head into combat with these mobs here. We don't have to worry about that too much because, as you've seen in previous episodes, I can handle my own against elite mobs, as you've maybe possibly seen here and there before. Oh, a rotting worm, interesting. So these rotting cadavers, after you kill them, they don't have any fancy schmancy abilities or anything like that, but they will spawn a rotting worm, so just be careful about that. So let's make our way into the center of the field here of Dhalsim's Tears, and actually we will have to try and find, with each cauldron, in each field, there is a cauldron master, and there's my pet leveling up to 55 there. Congrats, little pet. I'm going to send my pet in actually right here to aggro this zombie. And we will... Excuse me? So at each cauldron in each of these fields, there's probably about 4 or 5 of these quests that we need to target and, you know, collect a concoction in our little bottle here. There is going to be a a cauldron master. At least I thought, maybe not. It doesn't look like I can see one here. There are some, what are those? Some scarlet mobs over there fighting the undead, or the scourge, I should say. Which, for a second, I thought they were Alliance players, and it got me a little scared. But there is the Cauldron Lord Malvinius that I was talking about before. Just now, I was saying that at each cauldron there is a cauldron master or a cauldron lord that we need to kill and collect the cauldron key, and from there we can interact with it. So the access panel remains securely fastened. We use the key on it, and from there we can turn in that quest and fill up the bottle and bring it back to... Oh, there's a follow-up quest here. What is this? Dhalsim's Tears Cauldron. Oh, this is just... Having already defeated and acquired a key, you're free to add the appropriate regions to the cauldron to make a counter agent to the plague. Okay, we don't really need to do that quest. We've already completed Return to the Bulwark with the filled Dhalsim's Tears bottle, so we can just ignore that, I guess. But if we wanted to head over here, we can watch these scarlet mobs interact with all the scourge over here. And it looks like they've defeated most of them, and now they're just chilling. Chilling over there, chilling like a villain. I'm assuming, you know, I kind of want to explore the barn over there, and maybe even the ranch house, the farmhouse. even though it is surrounded by lots of Scourge mobs and even Scarlet Crusade mobs. But I'm assuming if nobody's, you know, explored those areas for quite some time, maybe 4 or 6 hours, 4, 5, 6 hours, there might be some, you know, rare elite mobs that spawn in or around, you know, those houses, the farmhouse, the barn, and it would be worth my while to actually, you know, go and explore and take down those mobs. So watch out. These Syrian ghouls know flame shock for some reason, that's interesting. But actually, these mobs aren't elite. I thought they would be elite. There is a skeletal warlord inside of this watchtower here. So that soulless ghoul actually learns, or knows, I shouldn't say learns, but knows mana burn. So watch out if you are a caster. I don't want to be targeted by that mana burn. Eats up all your mana. So we need to be standing in the doorway to use the beacon torch. So let's just go ahead in here. And my pet seems to have an aversion of, you know, running inside, running inside there for whatever reason. I'm actually gonna pop. Bestial Wrath here. Let's go ahead and try and take down this elite mob, and you know, it's not too much of a challenge there. You know, not too much of a challenge. So we need to place in the doorway of one of Earls Ruins towers as a magical marker for future troop movements. So that's that, the beacon torch right there. Tower 3 marked. So let's head over to the next tower. There's one right behind us here. I'm trying to map out my route here and to try and face, as I've mentioned before, I'm fairly lazy when it comes to attacking mobs. There is another elite mob right there, a flesh golem. When it comes to engaging in combat with mobs that I don't necessarily need to. So let's try and sneak by both the Acolyte and Executioners here. And we did actually aggro both of them. While we try to avoid both, we end up aggroing both, you know, and that's just sometimes that's how it works out. That skeletal acolyte seems to be casting at us, even though, let's see what's going on here. He's way the fuck over there. I don't want to aggro that flesh golem. I mean, we may as well have to. So, you know, let's just fucking YOLO it over here and see what's going on. See what his deal is. He's got some beef with us, and we need to squash that beef, you know, by killing him. So let's head up. There's a little ramp here, actually, and that's, okay, that's a skeletal acolyte that's pathed through the floor here, so that's nice. He wants to cast Dark Mending, which is actually, that's interesting. That is a healing spell that a lot of, I want to say, like, shadow casters or even like warlock type mobs will try and cast to heal themselves throughout the world. So this is the ruins of Anderhall. Anderhall was once a, you know, it was a very busy, bustling, I guess, city. Is that what it is? My pet doesn't have an aversion of actually, you know, coming into inside this watchtower. However, the last one, he didn't want to have anything to do with that last watchtower. But this one, he's like, you know what? Let's do it. Let's do it to it, fam. But again, you know, not too much of a challenge here with these elite mobs, so nothing to worry about. Not too much to worry about. And then we go ahead and place another beacon torch there to mark this watchtower, and that is Tower 2 marked. And we just got to keep making our way around the outskirts of town. Is probably how we're going to best avoid all of these mobs that are littering. Shit, don't want to avoid aggroing that one. We're going to inevitably aggro this acolyte here. But if we run along the outskirts of town, that's how we're going to best avoid all of these mobs that are just, you know, like I said, littering is a good word, because there are so many of them. And it's a nuisance. It's an annoyance more than just like a challenge, you know. Like you think of litter, like, oh god, who's this? You know, who's this fuckhead that's littering right here? And that's how I feel with these mobs. Like, what are all these fuckheads doing here? I don't want to have to... Oh my god, excuse me? Mount, are you okay there? Are you okay, horsey? You're bugging out a little bit there. It's wigging me out. Let's go ahead and traverse these hills and end up at a watchtower right over here. There's going to be another skeletal acolyte, excuse me, not scarlet. I guess scarlet would imply that it is a humanoid mob, and this is indeed the farthest, the complete opposite of a humanoid mob. That is a scourge skeleton mob. I mean, that you couldn't get farther from the opposite there. You could not, even if you tried your hardest. Look at that. Didn't even need Bestial Wrath, and we take down that skeletal warlord with ease, with absolute ease. So there is Tower 1 marked. One more tower to go, all the way at the other end of town. So how are we gonna play this? How are we gonna do this? I have an idea. I don't like that idea. I like this idea. I'm gonna try and avoid these mobs here. Oh, we're actually gonna aggro that one? That's interesting. I thought we would have, you know, for sure avoided him. But it's better to aggro these searing ghouls than the skeletal acolytes, I think, just because, oh my god, we're gonna die here, for sure. For sure. If we cannot avoid... Oh my god, look at all these mobs. This is insanity. This is absolute insanity. It's too many mobs. It's too many mobs. Look at all these guys. You're kidding me. You're kidding me. Wow. Okay, we did it. We avoided them all. And actually, I want to stun him before I take any more damage, because I do need to heal up here. Wow. That is funny. That was a lot of mobs. It's a lot of fucking mobs. A metric fuck ton, as it were, of mobs. Can we try and jump up here? Actually, there is a ramp. We don't even need to jump up there. We can just, you know, make our way up there. And actually, you know what? I kind of want to move Judgment of Light to, like, I don't know, like number 2 maybe. I feel like I'm not utilizing it as much as I should be, because it is, you know, it's sort of a healing spell for us. It does heal us like 2% of our health with each, you know, melee attack, and I feel like that's pretty good. We attack pretty fast with dual wield, you know, of weapons. It does have a 10-second cooldown, so we can't use it every encounter, maybe every 2 encounters, but definitely should be able to keep it 100% upkeep there. There we go. The last skeletal warlord we need to deal with. We don't even technically need to kill them. Like, it's not a requirement for the quest. It's just something that I like to do. I like killing elites. It does give you a bit more experience than killing a normal mob. And from here, I'm just going to try and weave my way out of Vanderhall, or the ruins of Vanderhall, I should say. And let's head back to the Bulwark. I was thinking for a second of heading up to Hearthglen or near Hearthglen just to try and complete the so-called mark of the Lightbringer, but that's way the fuck up there, and I feel like I'm probably running out of time. I don't have any like time limit per se for my YouTube videos. It's more of a self-imposed time limit. Like, I like to keep my videos within like the 30-minute mark, and this is probably going to be closer to 40 minutes or so. So I'm going to cut away. I will meet you guys back at the Bulwark. Excuse me. We're going to turn these quests in, and from there we will probably level up to 56, and I'll call it the end of an episode. Be right back. Okie dokie, guys. Back at the Bulwark. Let's go ahead and talk to Shadow Priestess Vandis and return to the Bulwark here, and give her give her the Phil Dawson's Tears bottles. Bada bang, bada boom. Ding dong, y'all, we've reached level 56. Just one more level closer to 60 than we were at the start of this episode. We are 4 levels away, guys. Can you feel it? Can you feel the hype? I mean, it's unreal how far we've come and how close we are. I guess I want to say, like, to the end of a Let's Play series. I don't think I've ever officially finished one other than the only one that comes to mind is my Let's Play Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green. I don't know if that counts. Let's go ahead and turn in all along the Watchtowers here, get a nice chunk of experience there, and he has 2 follow-ups for us. Alas, Anderhall, and Skolamance. Actually, we can turn into, I guess, Apothecary Dithers right here. I don't know why he just sends us 2 feet away, but from there he wants us to collect some skeletal fragments. And actually, that isn't a dungeon quest. That's something we can do in the Western Plaguelands. So the follow-up to Dulcin's Tears is target Withering Haunt, or Writhing, I guess I should say. Writhing Haunt. Is it Writhing Haunt? Writhing Haunt. Why did I always... I swear, for the life of me, the entire time I've played World of Warcraft, I always thought this was Withering Haunt. I guess I just can't read, right? I don't know. But so we got that for next episode. We also got Last Anderhall, and he wants Araj's Phylactery Shard, which we need to kill. Araj the Summoner. He holds the Dominion. He is guarded by numerous Scourge. He's going to be very hard. He's actually going to be very hard to try and solo at level 56. Even though, you know, I am pretty strong. He's going to be difficult to take down. We do have 3 Invaders Scourge Stones. I actually want to check and see how many we need to turn in here. We need 10 to turn in. Okay, that's interesting. I think we need 20 minions, so we're at 11 and 3. You know, not too shabby, but again, not even close to where we need to be to turn those in. So that's going to be it, everybody, for this episode. Hope you guys enjoyed it. In the next episode, we will be continuing here in the Western Plaguelands, probably moving on to the Eastern Plaguelands from there, heading back to Silithus at some point, because I swear you can do quests there. It's like, I'm not crazy, right? There are definitely quests you can do in Silithus. I do want to head to Winter Spring at some point. I might do that off screen. I don't know. We'll see. But anyways, I digress. Thank you for watching, everybody. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I know I just said that, but I like to repeat myself because I really hope you guys do enjoy my content, my videos. And until next time, as always, I hope y'all stay classy, and peace out.